Welcome, and welcome. Sorry, we are just a tad bit late um, because we just finished an incredible masterclass. Just want to make sure everybody can hear me in Instagram land. And also, yes, you can. Okay. Well, great evening, and welcome to episode 102 of the Sonya Dungee podcast, presented by Always Destined for Greatness, LLC, where conversation is always the essence of the soul. I am your host, Sonya Dungee, and yes, I am still bringing the heat to the Facebook, YouTube, and IG streets. Tonight is going to be amazing. Here's your glasses. We have our special guest. I'm sorry, we got Namari in the background, but I'm going to talk about you in a minute. We have a special guest today, which I am super excited about, and we have our very own Karen Smith-Fraser, and I want to tell you a couple of things first. So I didn't post it. But Namari celebrated his second birthday on Sunday. So with your permission, I'm going to try to grab him so that we can just wave to him and tell him happy birthday in a minute. So if you will, in the meantime, post where you are tuning in from. I'd appreciate that. I see some of them coming in. Washington, D.C. is in the building. I know we got Harlem in the building. We got the girls. Strong Island is in the building in New York. So thank you for joining. I am going to be jumping back and forth between the three platforms. Namari, come here for a second. Come here for a sec. Okay, so if and when he comes back, we're going to say hello to him because it was his birthday. And we all know we love our little AV guy, Mr. Namari M. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get started. And if he should pop up again, we will grab him. So I want to introduce you to this amazing, phenomenal woman that I have gotten the pleasure of meeting in class. She is part of our Be Iconic community. She's kind of a newbie, but she's not, because what she brings and what she says is truly incredible. And when she first really opened up and said what she said, I was like, oh no, I know I gotta get her, because people need to hear her story. But I want you to hear her story. But let me just tell you a little bit about her, and I'll add to it if she doesn't tell you what I know. Okay, so Karen Smith-Fraser, mom of two, grandma of two, wife of one. I'm glad it's one. Thank you. Community advocate, director of operations for small nonprofit Americans on the East Side, former school nurse, and host of the Karen Smith-Fraser podcast. I am going to bring her on stage, and let's give her a warm welcome, please. Hello, Karen. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I can see you. I can hear you. Thanks, Sonya.
Okay, I just so you know, I'm going to be kind of bouncing back and forth because I don't want to miss the comments and the other profiles, the other platforms, excuse me. So we have Trinidad is in the house. Yes. Belated birthday blessings, Namari. Thank you so much. They're saying welcome, Karen. So yeah, so everybody. So I am super excited and so honored that you said yes. And we're just, who exactly is Karen Smith-Fraser?
Who is she? Good question. Well, as you can tell, I don't put all my cards out at once. So yeah, it sounds like you've been doing some research on my social media profile, and that's why I don't put that much on there. Yes, I am the wife of one, the one and only Elvis, my chef, the love of my life.
No.
And it's Africans on the East Side that I'm the director of operations for. But I am originally from Washington, D.C., and from a large family, 5 brothers, 2 sisters. We grew up in the Catholic Church. I'm a Black Catholic, one of those rare number.
That's okay.
But our faith is very much a part of was very much a part of our upbringing, and still is for me. I worked as a school nurse for 12 years, and then worked as a paraeducator for 5 years. So I've had 17 years working in schools with elementary to 8th grade, K to 8.
Woo.
So I'm very familiar with that group, and I do love my middle schoolers. I'm one of the people who love the middle schoolers. I think they get a bum rap, so I'm giving a shout out to my middle
Okay.
schoolers.
Okay. Okay.
But as Sonya said, I am in the same class as she is, and just really enjoying exploring strategies on how to essentially stop hiding. And I'm starting to dream a little bigger, and
Yes.
come into my own, as they say. But right now, I just started a podcast, and I did my 3rd one on Monday,
Yes.
and really, I just try to bring a platform or space where people can, people who feel like that they lack purpose, or they may be feeling a little lost in their lives or stuck, who are ready to explore and implement some strategies to get unstuck. A lot of my work, my professional work as a nurse, and now as a working with Africans on the East Side, has allowed me to really listen, take time to listen. And it's amazing how much people have to say when we don't interrupt them and give them the opportunity to do that. So, and I'm also just an advocate in my, in where I live in Washington State, and just advocating for families and youth who just may not know their different systems, how to access resources. And I'm just doing my thing. Yeah.
Yes, you are. And okay. And if you notice, I was just sitting here nice and quiet,
I know you were.
just
I figured I better
absorbing it
just get it
all.
all out now, because
And
you're
I
gonna
was
start. I know it's
chuckling.
coming, Sonya. I know it's
I
coming.
was chuckling inside because you were just like, yeah, like basically, I'm just kind of quiet, trying to figure it all out. And I'm like, ain't nothing quiet about her. Thank goodness, because you are amazing. And I was just like blown away. I don't want to put you on the spot. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. And that's totally up to you how much you want to share or you don't share. But it was in class when I got to really know the true you, because you were in the background, you would talk, but you know you got a brother. I love him. They call him the voice, and he doesn't need, he'll talk for you, him, and everybody else, which I love about him. Because let me tell you, I know we're not, we're not roasting him tonight. We already did that a couple times, but like how he speaks and how he speaks of his wife is incredible. It's incredible. Like chivalry is not dead. You know what I mean? Like and then when I start listening to you, I said, first of all, you could tell right away your brother and sister. That's definite. But when I started hearing you, the real you talk, I was like, go ahead, girl, you're gonna give him a run for his money because you got this. And then you started talking and you started sharing your story. And the part that really, really got me even a little bit on the emotional side is what you endured and what changes that you had to make as a result of. Um, and that goes along with what we've been talking about lately is about being resilient. We just did a whole boss masterclass on five strategic 5 key strategies to build resilience one day at a time. So I know you're already resilient, and I don't, it's up to you what you want to say, what you don't say. But there is one thing that I know that I can say that you haven't said yet, but I'm still waiting to see if you say it. So, don't let me stop you.
Oh
Anything else you got
man,
to say? Go
you
ahead, girl.
really, you really set me up here.
See?
Well, let's just say the way I ended up, just, it's funny how I'll just say how God works. There's just certain things that for years, I mean, as I said, I've been working as a nurse. I mean, I love my students. I love caring for people. I mean, I like connecting with people and being a safe space for people. And I've worked as school nurse, I've worked in hospice, I've worked in different areas. Um, and I'm pretty good at it. I've gotten a lot of feedback. I think positive feedback from those who have helped. But just because you're good at something, it doesn't mean that's the thing you're going to do all your life. And so on some levels, it was comfortable staying where I was in my job. But there was just something inside of me that was really felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable being comfortable. I was just a little bit too comfortable. It was the routine was very predictably unpredictable in a school nurse office. So it was one afternoon that it was an early release day and we had to go for training. And so, but it was off site. So I was going for the training and I got in a car accident on the way. And that was March, 22nd, 2023. And just right it wasn't a super serious accident. The airbag went off. I think the airbag tore me up more than anything else. So even while I was sitting in the car and, the airbag dust is still in the car, I just was like, okay, God, you got my attention. And because I knew that, I just felt uncomfortable where I was. I didn't feel fully comfortable where I was. I mean, I knew I was making money, it was a secure position, it had good benefits, and it was not enough. Something was off. And so with that, with the accident, I did get a concussion and I do have some lingering symptoms. And I didn't return to work. I think I could have after a while, if I hadn't spent enough time to heal. I could have gone back. Everybody wanted me to come back. Yeah, I was asked to come back. I was asked to, even after I resigned, I was asked to come back to help out with some things, and I just said no. But really, that gave me an opportunity to have some time to really pray about and discern next steps. I didn't want to jump into anything right away. And, that's when my brother mentioned the coaching, the class that we're in. And here I am.
Yes.
Telling the story. But, when I think back, there's always something that gives us clues that it's time for a move. And so often it's easy to get busy and just ignore it. Ignore that thing that's telling you, this don't feel right. And it doesn't feel right, but you staying in it. Why are you staying in it? But you just do something and get busy to ignore that voice that's telling you this isn't the best thing for you. So I was really glad for this opportunity to really spend some time on Karen. I think it's very hard for people who take care of people to take care of themselves. And I was forced to take care of myself for a bit because of the concussion, but Then it just kind of went deeper, and I'm just happy for this opportunity to really just, ask myself a lot of questions that I'd ask my students when I'm asking them how they're really doing and that kind of thing. And so I'm like, okay, it's time for me to answer those hard questions. So
Yes.
yeah. So
Thank
yeah.
you. That's what I was getting at. That right there. And again, it was like you were faced with adversity and you made the decision. And I just want to back up a minute, and because something that you said just really touched home when you mentioned hospice. Hospice, I want to say God bless you, because that alone, I feel like there's angels that are here on this earth for that reason, because that is something that is very, very traumatic and something that is very difficult. Speaking from the side of having family members that went through hospice, and the beautiful, amazing, caring individuals that God placed in our path because of hospice and being there to the end is incredible. And that's not an easy task at all. So I want to thank you for that alone. And then you said, children in school, girl. My sister, my sister, Coach Dawn, she deals with special education children, and it's hard to leave your job at your
Yep.
job.
Yep.
You bring that home. No matter how I say to her, Dawn, you have to find a way to leave it. It's I understand it's very difficult. So you are very angelic, and thank you so much for even standing up for our middle school children, because they can be a lot, but there's hormones and a whole lot of things going. I understand that, but I was there's people that I say that I gravitate towards, and you were one of them. We've never met in person,
No, we
but
haven't.
but
This is our longest
honestly,
conversation, Sonya.
but honestly, because I was peeping, on one of the 2 day seminars, I was like, okay, she's going to join. She's going to be part of our community, and I'm going to welcome her. And sure enough, there you were. So, I'm very grateful to have you as part of our community, and you really get me going, because in the morning, you be in there talking about you done in day one, and you got all da-dum, 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 in the challenge that we're a part of, the 60-day challenge. And I'm like, she done did her exercises too. She done
I
did
just
all
get
of
it
that.
done. Girl, I get out of bed and I just do
Woo!
push-ups right there.
I'm
Man,
like, all right,
sometimes before I
Karen.
even go to the bathroom, I get out of the bed, it's like, okay, let me just do it. Because
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, so you are very inspiring to me. Bino and Fino got it going on. Me and Namar be getting the Bino and Fino one, and then he don't let me go with just a little 3 minute and something. He
No.
been looking at me like, we gotta start again.
Just getting
So we
started. What are
gotta
you talking
do
about?
we gotta do the whole dance again.
That's
And
right.
it's those two. I don't know if you're familiar, but they're so cute. It's like it's like the African family, and it's the brother and it's the sister, and then somehow along the way, I think the father, the mama, the grandma, and the grandpa get involved. Because there's other songs too, and they be like lifting and stuff. I'm like, I know these things are only cartoons, but they lifting it like a lot more than me. I gotta get it going. And then Namari's jumping around and he's spinning. I said, I'd be darned if this little 1-year-old now too is going to show me up. I got Karen over there. She's already done for the day in day one. And, I know I got day 2 and day 3 to get it in. So let me get it in. So thank you for that as well. And just the amazing person that you are. And see, you didn't say it, so I get to say it. See, I pay attention. I take notes. I'm attentive. So sometimes I might have to watch the replay, because you'll probably see a lot of replays. Some of them were me, and probably a lot of other people, because they're drawn to you, because I'm just sitting there like this. All right, what else is she gonna say? What she's done? She can't be done already. I want to hear some more. But you are inspiring, and I do pay attention, and I do remember you talking about you took your son to Taekwondo classes, okay? And then you Do you want to finish? Would you like to tell that part of that story?
Well, I'll just say that I cannot find that picture. I'm going to find it because I had it up in my office.
Uh-huh.
It's well, we tested. Well, we're black belts, so that's essentially I'm a black belt in Taekwondo, and we brought that. I brought up the Taekwondo story just to give an example of going through barriers. And so for part of my test, I had to break 3 boards with a jump side kick. And I did not go through my boards the first time, but I did go through them the next time. So I promised when I find the picture, I will put it, it exists. Trust me, it exists.
I believe you. I believe you, but I wanted you. I was like, I called my sister up, and I said, because she's working, so she's got to catch your podcast later on in the evening. I always do that to her. I'm like, don't forget to watch this podcast, that, and pay attention when they said this. Sometimes I'll even tell her the seconds, or like, make sure you're catching it by this, and I give her the seconds. So in case she might not.
Man, because I've been thinking about her because she's been practicing. I'm like, oh man, I wonder which one she's doing. I kind of want to see it. Oh man, yes. I'm kind of excited about it now. Yeah. I said that. Oh yeah, I like Coach Dawn. I like her.
Yes, and I said to her, I said, me, I if I said something behind your back, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe if I said it behind your back, it might not be as nice as I'm gonna tell you. But no, this is. I called her up and I said, Dawn, make sure you watch Karen's podcast. She said, what time? I said, well, it's like 11:15ish. It's like I normally jump on right after For His Kingdom. She says, okay. I said, do you know that Karen is a black belt in Taekwondo? She said, what? She says, oh, wow. She says, I'm so happy for her. I said, mm-hmm. See, you have to pay attention.
For her. It's quite a journey. It's awesome. I love it. I mean, I haven't trained in a few years now since I moved. I did in the beginning when I moved here, but the studio, I wasn't connected. So, but yeah, it's a lovely sport. I really loved it. I do practice a little bit on my own, but yeah.
You're inspiring her because I think I don't want to call the belt and mess up, but she's getting ready to go to her next belt.
Yeah, I know.
So now you guys make sure you connect because she was.
What is she doing? Which one?
Yeah, she was so excited to hear that. She was like, "What? Like, yes, like that extra relatability. Like now she's gonna really push herself because she knows that Karen got it. So you're gonna inspire her as well. So I want to thank you for that, and I want to thank you for sharing your story. And you probably thought I was crazy when I reached out to you, but I'm not, because it's not. This is a podcast that is for people that are looking to hear something that is relatable to what they're going through in life, because as you know, we go through storms in life. We're either going in a storm, we're in a storm, or we're coming out. And I'm all about being an overcomer and being resilient, and you check those boxes off. And so my hopes by doing these podcasts week after weeks, and the specials and the walk-in talks and everything that we do, is so that somebody that is there and that is going through something and that is searching just for the right words, or just somebody that they can relate to and realize that they're not alone, and that hearing your story and seeing you, and now knowing you a black belt too, and you get up in the morning, you be exercising, all that stuff before 12 o'clock. We didn't tell them that.
I don't have a little person to dance with and to chase around either. So I mean, there's some advantages of being an empty nester. So I got.
But it's still, it's like you sometimes, you got to push yourself. Like, I don't feel like doing this today, but I'm going to do it.
I know,
I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? So I'll be like, I know Karen done did it. And yes, she did. She done checked the boxes. So come on, Sonya, let's get it. I might have to sometimes I have to change my day 1 and 3 around or something, but I make sure I get it in, because
you work it
Karen
out.
who's doing it, and I got now a 2-year-old who's showing me up. So you guys are my accountability partners, so I get the job done. But speaking of getting the job done, I just want to thank you so much. And I just want to jump over, because I know they're leaving us messages. Let's read these wonderful messages that they're leaving here. So, wow, there are so many people on here. Thank you so much for joining. Have patience with the babies. Yes, they're talking about you there, Karen. Um, Nice work getting it in. Amazing and valuable background and story, Karen. Nicknaming both of you Nike. You know who that was. That was the voice. Thank you, daughter, for joining. They're like, okay, crazy, right on. Our community is protected. Laugh out loud. Yes, we are. Yes, we got a black belt in our community, and we got one in the making. Yes,
That's
yes, we
right.
are
We got you
definitely
covered.
protected. Karen knew there was a reason not to get you upset. That's your bro talking to you. I think he's scared. He running scared now. So yes, they are. You both are an inspiration. Thank you. So they are leaving fantastic messages, Karen,
Oh, that's
for you.
cool.
So
That's cool.
thank you once again. And I'm not going to apologize for putting you on the spot because I was like, I just asked
I
you a
knew
little
it
bit
was
of
coming.
questions to
I
push you
knew.
along just a
Yeah.
little bit. But I did say I don't script anything. So I did say I'm gonna ask you who are you really? And I'm about to ask you this next question in parting. But that's it. I don't because I love it because it's raw, it's natural, it just happens. You're a great speaker. I love to hear you talk. And in class, I'm like, go ahead, Karen. She raises her hand now, and you always come
I'll
in
just
with
scratch my nose and he'll say, "Oh, Karen, you raised your hand?" I was like, "No, I didn't, but I'm gonna press the button and act like I did." I never raised my hand. I hardly ever raise my hand. And I was like, "Don't even scratch your face, nothing." Karen,
Oh,
did you
that's
raise
what
your
he
hand?
does to you.
Yeah.
I was thinking like, oh, she's getting bold. Go ahead. Meantime, I'm quiet because I'm just observing and catching the nuggets because that's a repeat of a repeat of a repeat class. But it's always good to repeat classes because they're never taught the same, and I'm always picking up nuggets. And I love to be with my community, and you guys inspire me, and you are incredible. I can't wait to meet you in person. Me and my sister both, because we already know what your brother's like. We know what he's like, and we know the family that you come from. So you guys are family. So I call him my brother. So guess what? You my sis. So welcome to the family.
Good.
We're already part of the iconic family. Um, Thank you for coming on and talking
Yeah.
about
Thanks for having
sharing
me.
your incredible story with us all. I can't wait to see what 2025 brings you because you're only on your third episode and you be talking like you've been doing it for a very long time.
This is like really an interesting journey. I was just like, I don't even use social media a whole lot. And I'm like, and now I'm doing a podcast. And not super nervous about it. I mean, it's just weird. Um, but sometimes you're prepared for things that you don't know you're preparing for. And I think just like my middle schoolers, uh, just sometimes, you know, when I think about how people talk about middle schoolers, I think about how they talk about other groups of people in a negative way, like those people, whether it be
Oh,
immigrants or QIA or immigrant, those people. And so when people talk about middle schoolers, they often talk about them that way. And maybe that's why I have a soft spot for my middle schoolers, because they kind of get a bum rap before they even open their mouth. They're honest, but they're blunt. They have no tact. And that's what like rubs you wrong. But
yes.
it's like they're 12 to 14-year-olds, 11 to 14-year-olds. Like, what do we expect? But with that said,
I feel you.
we
I
always
feel
we're able to
you.
learn from anybody. And so I kind of have to humble myself and just be quiet. Okay, it's not tactful, but I'm going to learn something from this kid and go from there.
Yes, and I love how you very eloquently said what you said. Because sometimes my sister accuses me of not, she's sometimes afraid of what I'm going to say. And I always make it a point to strive to be politically correct in what I say. But at the end of the day, we're not the judge. You know, at the end of the day, we know who our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ is. Hello, you know, so all that stuff that I pray changes in 2025 for the better, and that we as individuals stay responsible for self and not worry about all that other stuff. I think I said that politically correct enough.
Yeah, I think you're good.
Um,
I mean, I think just take care of each other. Let's just take
yes,
care of each other. That's
absolutely.
love each
Yes.
other.
Yes,
That's
and one, well, two more things I have to say. One is I love what you said about 2025 on your podcast. Do you remember what you said at the end?
what my Thrive in 25.
Yeah, girl, say that. You got to tell them that. Say it. Say it.
No. Once was enough. No, they got to go and listen to the podcast. I'm not saying it here.
I love it. I love it.
No, they got to
I
listen.
told my
They
sister
gotta
that
listen to
too.
the
I'm like,
podcast
girl. Okay, fair enough. So, where can they find you on social media platform?
At this point, I'm just on Instagram at Karen Smith-Fraser. So that's easy peasy. It's just my name. I have a podcast on Monday morning, Pacific time. It's 8:15, and Eastern it's 11:15. But you can always catch the recording. I don't know the Central Time. Sorry, but
It's all
but yeah.
good.
So on Monday morning.
Yes, and don't sleep on it, guys. I know most people are jobbing or whatever, but she does have the replay. You hit that replay, sit down, take some serious notes, and don't sleep on nothing because you might miss something. But I don't want to ruin it for you then. But I love what you say at the end, and I'm like, yes, because it says it all. Um, I mean, I personally, I say strive to thrive, but you know, and I said that for a while, but you are next level with it, and I love that, and I just really love that about you. You really started the new year with a bang, so thank you so much. And the last question that I have for you is, could you please fill in this blank? Be always destined for.
Your destiny, not somebody else's.
Yes,
And I'll leave it at that because it'll be something awesome.
absolutely.
It'll be
Thank you
something that is
so.
uniquely yours. Don't chase somebody else's, chase yours. And you have to go through the process to get there, but it will be awesome, beyond our dreams.
Yes, girl. Yes, you said it all. There's nothing else for me to say. Except for I tried to get Namari, but he's all over the place. So we will catch him. Everybody has definitely said happy birthday. Hold on a minute. Let me jump back over and see. I want to see if anybody made some more comments. I don't want to miss nobody. Let's see. Aw, okay. Very inspiring, Karen. Sending love from New York. I am. Phenomenal podcast tonight, ladies. Thank you so much for value. Great points about the kids. Yes, absolutely. Relatable and extremely valued. Great job, icons. Thank you for a wonderful podcast, Sonya and Karen. Keep changing lives. Love this podcast, ladies. Thank you. So, people are definitely getting value from you tonight. And for that, I want to thank you so much. I wish you the very best that 2025 has to offer
Yeah.
you.
You too,
Keep
Sonia.
doing what you're doing,
You
queen,
too.
because you definitely are an iconic queen. And just know I'm watching you.
I'm
I'm
watching you,
watching.
girl.
And I'm taking
Jeez.
some notes.
You're
And
everywhere.
you'll probably find yourself back here again, because I know there's going to be something else that you're going to be doing that I'm going to want you to have to share with everybody. So thank you once again. And in closing for tonight, I wish you all to be safe, to stay well. God bless you all. And bye for now.
Thank you. See ya.
You're welcome.